I love this lens, and although I have just one out of the set of 7, I do not mind coughing out money to acquire the whole lens set. For me, I feel like this might just be the best value cinema lens ever made, and I do not say that lightly. If you're a seasoned professional or a beginner, this lens might be one option you may need to consider. This is the recently launched Infinte series 35mm T2.1 full-frame cinema lens from 7Artisans, available only in EF or PL mount, which is good, giving you the opportunity to adapt to most mounts out there: Sony E mount, L, RF, X, or Z mount. The one I have here is the PL mount version. 7Artisans has just released the Infinte series in a variety of focal lengths: 16mm, 24, 35, 50mm, 85mm, 105mm, and 135mm, with a 16mm and 135mm having a maximum aperture of T2.5 and T2.4 respectively. It features a maximum aperture of T2.1 all the way to T22, a 330-degree focus through, a 33cm minimum focus distance, and a 162-degree full-frame angle of view. I have the 35mm version here, which has a reasonable size and weight. I tried this lens on my Pixel 6K, Lumix S1R Mark II, and even my Sony a7 IV, and it performed well.
So what do you think?
If you may or may not know, 7Artisans is a brand that makes one of the finest budget-friendly lenses for filmmakers. Now, to the build quality and performance. Just holding this lens, the first thing you notice is a solid metal construction and weight of approximately just over 1 kilo. There's no plastic inside, making it look like a proper cinema lens. The only thing is the PL mount or cover that covers the lens, which is made of plastic, but very solid plastic. It's like something you expect from a much more expensive brand. On whatever camera I paired this lens with, it didn't feel out of place. Manually focusing and adjusting the aperture was easy with one hand while holding and operating my camera with the other hand. It's got an 82mm front filter thread, well-marked focus and aperture markings on the body of the lens with a massive 330-degree focus through, which in my opinion as a one-man band operator 95% of the time is a little too long. But I think this will be a focus puller's dream as the dials are super smooth. Alright, let's get to what really matters, which is the image. The image coming out of this lens is just how I love it. Not too sharp, not too dull. Compared to my spherical lenses or photo lenses, there was no need to try to reduce the sharpening in post. As you step down from T2.1 to like T4 for example, you begin to get a little bit more sharpening or detail, which is common with most lenses.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, everywhere we go. Everywhere we go.
Wow, football is easy. Thank you so much. Who chose this? Wow, thank you very much. And if you're like, a woman haven't always been, like 100 years ago, they banned football. And we're here today displaying and taking our place again.
When we zoom all the way in the image, detail holds very well. I was very impressed with the quality of detail from the middle of the frame to the edges. And if we were to add a little bit of lens correction, you see that the difference is very minute. A bit of softness wide open is expected and even preferred by some shooters. Also, stepping down from T2.1 to T4 and lower showed no vignetting at all, which may be common with budget cinema lenses, but not this one. Now, chromatic aberration is where many budget lenses begin to fall apart, but here, 7Artisans is holding its own. At T2.1, there's the faintest fringing on high contrast edges, but it's very well controlled. I've seen worse from lenses double the price of this. This is the part that blew my mind. Focus breathing is virtually non-existent. That's something even expensive cinema lenses struggle with. You pull focus and the frame barely shifts, and the bokeh is smooth, round, clean, no onion rings or harsh textures. I feel like 7Artisans nailed it with this one. This is not an anamorphic lens, but I decided to do some flare tests so you could see how it handles light coming to the lens or being pointed directly at the lens. I simply pointed my iPhone 15 Pro's light directly to the lens, and this is how it handled the light coming through the lens. This is an opportunity to say that 7Artisans also make a PL to E mount adapter if you want to adapt their PL lenses to your Sony E mount camera. They are very well made. That's the one I have currently on. I also compared the image against the Hope Prime series on my Sony a7 IV. I got to film a friend of mine who plays football and was part of the tournament at Stamford Bridge on my Lumix S1R Mark II and the 7Artisans Infinte series lens, and filming right on the pitch against the light looked magical. I really enjoyed the image that the lens produces, and even filming handheld with this lens didn't feel much weighted. I also used this on a personal production, getting reactions, and still enjoyed the image this lens captured. So here's the bottom line. The Infinte series 35mm T2.1 lens from 7Artisans is not just good for the price, they're fantastic, period. The fact that you can get this in EF or PL mount so you can use it on different camera systems, the clean and consistent images, the beautiful bokeh, and the way they handle light is enough to add this to your list. It all adds up to a cinematic toolset that punches way above its weight. And when 7Artisans finally sent me the pricing, I was shocked. I expected at least 50 to 60% more than what they're asking. These are cheaper than the competition and they outperform some of them. I genuinely thought I was getting another middle of the road lens, and I was completely wrong. 7Artisans definitely raised the bar with this series. So if you're a filmmaker on a budget, or even if you're not, the Infinte series lenses should absolutely be on your radar. I'll be putting out a video very soon on this Hope Prime series, so please give this one a like and maybe subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. It's your filmmaker. Peace.